Hello, welcome to St. Petersburg, Russia. This is the European qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023. It's Group H, and it's the game between Russia and Italy.
И прозвучал свисток арбитра. Команды отправляются к скамейкам. Ну а мы начинаем.
Well, hopes are high that this Russia team is under the guidance of new coach Lukic, going to turn things around and get into the World Cup for the second time in a row. He's replaced Sergei Bazarevich. There you see Russia, Italy, also in this group, Netherlands, Iceland. So a very competitive Group H that we're about ready to watch, and always entertaining when these two teams play, not just in the European qualifiers, but when they go up against each other, and we expect a good one here tonight. So Russia having won their last 5 games in World Cup qualifiers dating back to those that were played. Let's get to the event in China in 2019, which is currently their joint longest winning run alongside Poland. But of course, Poland lost yesterday when they played at Israel. Russia won 5 of their 6 home games in the 2019 qualifiers, including the last 2 by margins of 15+ points. And you can see the fans all decked out, ready for this one. Italy lost 3 of their 6 away games during the World Cup qualifiers for China, including the last 2. Each of their 6 away games ended with double-digit margin, including 2 wins by 30+ points. So Italy, I think, is a different animal these days. So while it's always interesting to look back and reflect, you also have to remember that Italy are coming off one of their best summers of basketball, really, I would say, since 2004, when they got the silver medal at the Athens Olympics. Italy went to Belgrade and won the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament, and they followed that up with a really strong performance in Tokyo, making it to the quarterfinals. Now, some of those players won't be here today, but the same coach is Matteo Sacchetti, the former Italy national team star himself, now at the helm, and he does have some of those players that were so important in his backcourt that we'll talk about. And there's Lukic sizing up the opposition. He really is a good, sound, fundamental coach, and probably is going to be a good fit for this Russian team. So as Russia comes out, he has a lot of the players that he coaches or has coached at Nizhny Novgorod, and that perhaps gives him an advantage in terms of some continuity, his players knowing what it is that he wants every time they step out onto the court. And while he gets quite excitable and is quite loud, they're not going to take it personal. They know that's his character. He is just very intense when the game is going on, and there's no doubt about it, he's made a very positive difference for basketball in Russia, having coached many of the guys that have wound up in the national team. So Zoran Lukic all smiles as he gets ready for his big debut here. He coached Serbia actually at the Under-19 World Cup earlier this year in Latvia, and now he's wearing the shirt of Russia. So we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems.
государственный гимн Российской Федерации.
So the national anthems have been played. Lukic goes over and shakes the hand of Mayo Sacchetti and the other coaches. And they meet at midcourt. And Sacchetti, don't forget, played for Italy when they made it to the final of the Moscow Olympics in 1980. Ademir Zarapovic, Vidas Gedvius, and Radomir Vujinovic from Bosnia-Herzegovina, Lithuania, and Montenegro, respectively. Zarapovic, the crew chief, in the middle. They will be doing the refereeing for today's game. And the players getting their final warm-ups in here before the opening tip. And very passionate are these Italian players. You could see it this summer when they traveled to Belgrade and just really put on a show, especially that man right there, as well as Paiola and Tessitore. Those three in the starting lineup, along with Nicola Kele and Rafael Gaspardo. But Tonu, for me, and Paiola have just really taken off for this team. They have been outstanding. Candy, Diego Flacadori, Spagnolo, Montalani, Diouf, Oviti, and Lever coming off the bench for Italy.
Готовимся встречать стартовую пятерку. Starting 5, Team Italy, number 7, Stefano Ciotto, number 16, Amadeo Tessitore, number 19.
And for Russia, well, again, a lot of the players, as I mentioned, have played in this national team before. Semyon Antonov, Ivan Strepkov, Anton Ostapkovich, Sergei Toropov, and Alexander Komienko. And you see, again, a few players there in that starting five that played for Lukic at Nizhny Novgorod, Ivlek, Gankevich, another player, formerly Nizhny, Ivanitsky, Valiev, all the way down. This is going to be fun. What's funny is we get to the the opening tip. You know, Mayo Sacchetti, who was just he had such a great summer with Italy, and his contract and everything. I think people were wondering, was he going to continue? And Italy just announced it. There he is. I think without even clearing it with him first. It's just like, hey, this is our guy. We want him to be the coach. Remember, he came in for Ettore Messina. He replaced him. Messina was a real big backer of his. And, the results haven't always been there for Mayo Sacchetti with Italy early on, but all the hard work and everything, it's like the message finally got through to this team, and they hit a different level this year. So let's see if they can carry it forward. Zoran Lukic, meanwhile, here with a new adventure at the helm of Russia. Tonu can beat you with his three. He can get you with his drive to the basket. Keep an eye on him. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to St. Petersburg, Russia. What a wonderful city and a great place for European qualifiers game. Hosting Italy against Russia here. Russia in the dark uniforms. And Italy moving the ball around here early. They get it to Tessitore. He puts it up, and he is true. Right on the money. Strebkov into Statkovich, and he tries to make that extra pass, saves it before it goes out of bounds, but they turn it over, not the start that Zar Lukic was looking for, but it's a long way to go. Payola, really renowned for his defense, and here is the drive and the basket. Nope, it came out. Tonu misses with his first attempt. Tried to get it to go with the reverse layup. Toropov, very workmanlike, powerful center. And in it goes, and the basket is good. Toropov gets him on the board. And a quick answer from Payola. Strebkov. What about Tonu? Now they switch. Tessitore on him. Strebkov. Kele, and fouled right as the jump shot went up. So Komienko has a couple of free throws coming. Just marginal contact at best, but enough to get him to the charity stripe. And he sinks the first one. Komienko, the point guard, CSKA Moscow, just 22 years of age. So he practices on a daily basis with some excellent players. Here he is, getting the start with Lukic. Tonu into the corner, out the baseline, and the drive. Gaspardo. So Rafael Gaspardo getting his first two. Plays for Happy Casa Brindisi. We've seen him in the Basketball Champions League this season. Komienko. Right at the elbow. His pass knocked away by Kele. Shot clock winding down. They've got to hurry. Semyon Antonov over to Toropov. That's not his shot. He gets it off the rim, and Kele with the rebound. Kele, one of the players for the very impressive Nutrabullets Treviso basket team, now 26 years of age. You really feel strongly characteristics about these two teams. With Italy, you know, it all starts with defense. And with this Nizhny team, it's all about help. It's all about making the extra pass. And here's Tonu for three. Well, one of the shooting guards that we talked about looking out for before this European qualifiers got underway. He has truly emerged as a star. Stevie Buckets. Komienko to his teammate Statkovich. Two teams playing like it's a chess match right now. Feeling each other out. Rafael Gaspardo left open, so he launches it. Strebkov. Semyon Antonov passes back out to the perimeter. Strebkov has it, now gets it over to Stavkovic, now to Toropov, and an offensive foul called on Semyon Antonov. Clearing out, getting locked up with that Italian defense. So Payola bends over to tie his shoes. Komienko goes out of the game. They're talking about Antonov. He's been around with this national team for a very long time, a decade. Played at the FIBA Eurobasket 2011. So Zaitsev is checked into the game. Here's Akele. Stavkovic with the rebound. Stepping back and hitting the three-pointer is Artyom Komalov, who's also checked in. And Russia have taken their first lead. And now the bump. Well, anybody that follows this guy, especially in his days at Nizhny, knows he will put up several threes during a game and usually shoot, you would think, better than 40%. You don't want to leave him open. Here's Tonu. Stepped out of bounds. Yep, good call by the ref. His foot just touching the line. Here's Zaitsev. Gets it out. Stavkovic. And a foul on Tessitore. Zaitsev plays with Unex Kazan. Here's Ivlev, who's been a valuable player as well for this Russian national team. And before, 31 years of age, also a CSKA Moscow player, as is Antonov as well. So CSKA with a few of their players here today. On the pass, and it's Stavkovic this time, front of the rim, kind of falls in and comes out. Matteo Spagnuolo is checked into the game, the young 18-year-old point guard. Here he is, just touch pass, huge talent. Ball turned over. Seen some great young talented players in these European qualifiers already. In fact, in all the World Cup qualifiers, in Africa too. Well, how did Perkachin do for Croatia yesterday? He was terrific. And nice jump shot for Semyon Antonov. And you can see the emotion from Semyon Antonov. Spagnuolo gets in the paint, and they were ready for that pass. Zaitsev takes it right away. Komalov drifts in, and Tonu brings it forward for Italy. Pulling up and shooting and missing Tonu. A little bit of a quiet start here for Italy. They had Mr. Automatic this summer, Simone Fontecchio, but he's not with them in this window. Now the drive, and good rebound from Tessitore. And boy, that was a dangerous pass. And they do get it over just in the nick of time. Tessitore behind the back. Oh boy, a little bit of razzle-dazzle here from the big fella.
And Rafael Gaspardo travels. The Russia team getting a little bit of the exchanges here at the beginning. I guess they called the travel as he spun. Here's, look at this behind the back pass. You don't have to be a point guard to make those passes, do you? And then here he is. There's a little bit of a hop. So let's go down during the timeout to the Italian huddle and listen in to Coach Mayo Sacchetti.
Arriviamo col pick and roll, gioca il pick and roll, poi andiamo da questa parte, poi giochiamo questo triangolo lì.
Se gli tolgono la mano destra sul gioco 2, no, fai un palleggio indietro, bloccalo e rollalo, è lì che ti prendiamo. Non giocare solo il palo.
Dov'è? Alviti? Andiamo. Vai al posto di cosa? Andiamo. Guarda.
You can see the shooting percentages here.
Non ci stanno facendo andare dentro.
Also coming in for Italy, number 44. Davide Alviti plays for Olimpia Milano, 25 years of age. What better thing to do on a cold night? Hey, everybody, it's TGIF. How about that? Watch a little basketball, go home, talk about the game on the way home, and then turn on the TV or your laptop and watch some more, because there's a lot of basketball all weekend. It is a basketball bonanza for the next 5 days. Qualifiers all over the place. Here's Zaitsev, bounce pass. And powerful, strong move by Ivlev, doesn't end up with a basket. And Spaniolo misses with his attempt from the line. Zaitsev and Komarov making sure they're on the same page here. So, relatively a low-scoring start to the game. Excellent anticipation from Tonu. He drives in and he throws it down on the break. He will definitely make an impact in the game, whether it's offense or defense. You can't telegraph passes. Not when he's on the court. And the swat and the shot, no good. Good defense by Italy, and now they have a chance to take the lead. Here's Tonut again, pulls up, and it goes off of Spagnolo's hands. He just must have quietly been stepping here, because it was obvious that he was coming for it. And saw the exasperation from Zoran Lukic following the turnover, because you don't like to give away those cheap buckets. Certainly not the Stevie buckets, but he sits down. So Diego Flacadori checks into the game. And Mohamed Rasul Diouf also comes into the game for Testatori. And penetration leads to the Komienko turnover. There he is, folks, the legend of Russia. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Mr. AK-47 Andrei Kirilenko, president of the Basketball Federation. And that was Alviti reaching in and forcing the turnover. And if you remove that mask, I think you also know who that is. Three-point shot is good. Alviti making a difference. That other person that we saw, the other coach, was Xavi Pascual from Dynamo St. Petersburg. I had a little bit of a brain lapse. I was thinking, I know who it is. Xavi Pascual, excellent coach. And a foul has been called on Diego Flacadori. And that was an easy one as he wrapped his arms around Stanislav Ilnitsky. Komalov, pump fake, and hits his second three-pointer of the game. And just like that, Russia back on top. I also got a glimpse of Sergei Panov over there. He was with Nizhny Novgorod, former Russian national team star. Spaniolo gets in, has him knocked out of his hands. Now an attempt from three-point range. Well, it is oh so close. Ilnitsky missing with that one, and it's a 15-14 lead for Russia at the end of one quarter here in St. Petersburg in the first game of the European qualifiers for these two great. So Russia shading the rebounding battle right now by a couple. Here's some of the highlights from the first quarter of this very exciting game. Has a real buzz to it. So as you look at the highlights of this first quarter, Komalov has been a factor, hitting a couple of threes, and will continue to be a factor as this game wears on. Both teams trying to make it to the 32-team FIBA Basketball World Cup, which is going to be staged in Indonesia, Japan, and Philippines in 2023. 12 European teams will qualify for that event. Here's another shot from Komalov, this time not there, but a good offensive rebound from Ilnitsky. So Stanislav Ilnitsky. It's not always the pretty plays that catch the eye of the coach. It's more of the grunt work, the hard stuff. And there's nothing better, nothing more pleasing for a coach than to see an offensive rebound or to see a player dive on the floor for a loose ball. You see that Russian defense is really getting after the Italians. Spaniolo whips his pass across court. Fouled by Alexander Komienko. tangled up there. Komienko's got to watch those elbows, even during the dead ball play. Driving and missing was Flacadori, but they get it back. Alviti misses, and Ivlev flies in for the rebound. It's Ilnitsky, Ivlev, Komienko, Kwarmalov, and Valiev for Russia. Kwarmalov misses, and coming from behind, oh no, they're going to foul on Alviti, trying to box out Valiev. Well, he had position at first, and kind of barged out of the way, but he also got tangled up. Just a fascinating encounter here, watching these two teams. And Kevich now has checked into the game. Undersized center, there he goes, number 10. Missing with Stanislav Ilnitsky. Here's Payola. Relatively quiet start for him. Flacadori. Payola. Payola looking for some space. Now tries to get it to Diop, and he turns it over. And Alexander Komienko picks up, or rather is fouled. And that was him knocking the ball away when the pass was intended for the big fella. And you can see he's a very scrappy player, Komienko. Lukic goes to his bench often. He makes a lot of changes throughout. Strebkov back in the game, puts it up and in. Biggest lead of the game for Russia. Five points, the advantage. Flacadori puts his head down, gets it outside. Three-point shot, not there for Gaspardo. Doesn't drop. Flacadori goes out. We've had so many good games in the European qualifiers already. And just as a reminder, Belarus winning the opening game at home over Turkey. Great Britain coming from 15 down to beat Greece. Estonia winning at Germany by 3, a real thriller there. Israel holding on to beat Poland. Also Belgium breaking up in a close game against Slovakia and winning. And here's Stefano Tonut, fresh off the bench, and adding a little bit of impetus to the Azzurri cause. Serbia winning by 1 point yesterday over Latvia. Sweden beating Finland, and Slovenia getting a 2-point win over Croatia. Of course, Ukraine and Georgia going at it right now in a close one. Three-point shot, good! Drilling it from the left corner, Anton Ostapkovich. And the hold. So Lever's fouled. Tonut did so well there. He gets the pump fake, but kept his concentration and made the three-pointer because his defender didn't fly into him. Tonut gets it to Payola. Clever. Spins, puts it up, and the ball rattles out. Stavkovic gets the outlet pass over to Strepkov. Protopop misses. Tonu from deep. The Italians finding the points hard to come by right now. Protopop fouled down low by Paiola. So Diop sits down, and the veteran Tessitore comes back into the game. Ball knocked away out of Gankiewicz's hands. And hustling down the floor and being fouled. I believe that was Flacadori. It was Flacadori that actually knocked the ball away, and here he was. And Gankiewicz not going to give away a layup. Lukic is a coach that wants his team to use up its fouls, but I don't think he wants to get into a situation where he's over the limit early in the quarter, as they are in danger of right now. See if Italy can get him to pick up that 5th team foul. Tonu to Tessitore, little jump. Shot, turnaround jumper in the lane, and fouled by Gankiewicz. So indeed, they are now over the limit. He would have gone to the line anyway. So 2 free throws coming, and you would imagine the free throw line will come into play here a lot for Italy in this second quarter. So Tessitore cuts the deficit to just 4 points. And now make it 3. Strepkov going back and forth, little give and go action, and gets the long jump shot. So far, so good for Zoran Lukic. Let's feel like he's coaching his own Nizhny Novgorod team. He's got so many of his players out here. Stavkovic playing the D, and here's Tessitore getting the offensive rebound, and he'll get to the line. Tessitore, a lot of responsibility in this game as one of the veteran bigs in this team. So you talk about the Nizhny players in this. Well, I'm talking about the Italian team since we've got them right now. You got Tessitore, who's at Segafredo Virtus Bologna, where also Paiola plays, and also Tonu. Excuse me, Tonu is back at Umano Rai Venezia. Sorry, he's at Umano Rai Venezia. But Tessitore he's got 5 points. And make it 6. It's back to a 3-point game. But for the Nizhny team that Lukic coaches, he's got Gankiewicz, Strepkov, Stavkovic, Protopop, So he's got a handful, and nice drive. And a foul called on Gaspardo. Toropov is just a worker, isn't he? You know, he doesn't have necessarily a size advantage, but he just knows how to use his body. And gets a three-point play to take it up to a 6-point advantage. Spaniolo back in the game. Oh no, Diego Flacador is still in, number 12. Here he is. Penetrating, puts it up, and doesn't get the drop. Tessitore keeps it alive. And the extra effort helps because Tonu chases down the ball. Gets it to Flacador. Now they pass it to Tessitore. What a handoff! And Gaspardo seeing a little bit of everything from Tessitore. The scoring, the rebounding, and the passing. Zaitsev back to Ostapkovich. No look pass. Toropov for three. Got it! 6 points in a row from Toropov for Russia. And now a 7-point lead, their biggest of the game. Flacador fouled as he goes up, and Tessitore saying that the basket should count, like there was some type of goal interference. But look at this again. We saw Toropov last time go to work down low. This time his feet were set, and he doesn't hesitate. He feels good about the shot. He's got the release, and that's why he spends so much time in the gym working on your jump shot, because you want to see results like that. Flacador. It's Flacador for the second. Antonov comes back into the game. Oh, the pass, alley-oop, and the jam! Zaitsev showing some hops. Tonu looks for an opening. He gets to the baseline. He passes it back outside. Wow, nothing but the bottom of the net for Italy's number 4, Leonardo Candy. Strebkov gets it down low to Toropov. He gets it up, and he's fouled again. Toropov torpedoing Italy's chances right now, the way he's playing here late in the second quarter. Boy, he's on a roll. He's got 10 points now. And Andrei Kirilenko looking on. A sense of approval. Toropov converts it, so he's got 11. Penetration, and Tonu gets it up quickly. So both teams exchanging baskets, but the efficiency at this end of the court has been really evident for Nizhny the last, for Russia the last couple of minutes. Yeah, Nizhny. And right when I say that, Statkovich turns it over. Leonardo hoping to be a part of maybe an architect for this comeback. Here's a drive, and denied on the drive was Flacadori. Zaitsev, another lob, and he gets it back, and he puts it up, and not able to score with the attention of Nicola Akele. And Tessitore able to get it and go up strong, and he earns a trip to the line. Wow, how good has he been? First of all, that was a grade A catch. He was tough, and then he went up with both hands, strong, and despite getting fouled, is able to make the shot. And then he gives us the incredible, his own little incredible Tessitore Hulk celebration. And now he'll go to the line trying to complete three-point play. He's got 8 points and make it 9 for the Segafredo Virtus Bologna. Big. And Italy pull back to within 3 points. Another foul called on Italy. Tonu trying to understand. Having a nice discussion with Zarapovic. So Statkovich goes to the line and sinks the first. Russia have not missed a free throw today, nor has Italy. Russia now 8 of 8 at the line. Tonu with Italy down 5. Nice give and go. And Statkovich alert to the possibility of the give and go. It's just that old school basketball that you love, isn't it? I mean, it's been around forever. You pass it, you cut to the basket, and you look for the pass. Come right back to you. And the kick. So they're going to put 14 on the shot clock. So Todopov doing a great job offensively and trying to lend to the cause here. Now coming in for Russia, getting our first look at Vladislav Zinchenko. Here's Tonu. That's a 2 if it goes. Well, he's a leader in this team. I mean, you see it with the body language, you see it with everything about the way that he plays. Tonu has been in this team for a long time. I mean, he was in that team that played at the Olympic qualifying tournament in 2016. And he keeps getting better. So timeout, Lukic. Let's listen in.
Хорошо, idemo, roga za Astapa. Хорошо, znači daj pas, prevedi, daj pas, Astap. Хорошо, маленький, samo prosto, Astapu pas i odnos srazu taj pik. Evo, хороший, smena, širina, jasno? Idemo polnu ataku do konca. Moraš bliže ovo, ja te zato, a ti pa kamenjal ruke od spokojno. Moramo da budemo pamplatnije s tim. Смотрите backdoor opciju. Jesi smo preagresivni, a skači peti na kartu backdoor. Хорошо? Zagovorili?
One of the highlights of the game for Russia, Zaitsev taking the Strebkov alley-oop pass and throwing it down. Look at this again. That's right. Zaitsev. A little bit of panache in the air. And Strebkov, that was one of his 4 assists in the game. Zaitsev, 32 years of age, only 1.90 meters in height, but he looked bigger on that play, didn't he? Now here is Toropov unsuccessful going up against Tessitore. And Flacadori now looks for an opening. Back to Tessitore for 3. Good! Wow, you can only be impressed by Tessitore. Incredible. Look at him, the emotion. You know, some people wondered, might he be a player that would be dropped after the Olympic qualifying tournament to make way for Danilo Gallinari, and I think he's providing the answer right now, just how valuable he is to the cause. Well, the scars of Russia, and they've been on top for most of this first half, but with Tessitore really leading the way for Italy. Tessitore now with 12 points. Both he and Stefano Tonut. Italy have come back to tie it. Stavkovic has it, number 25 for Russia. He was looking at Toropov. Now the play called. And the drive and the basket. Oh boy, he had it. Imchenko. Italy have time. They put it up and it doesn't drop for Leonardo Kandi. So Imchenko a little frustrated as he goes off the floor, probably knowing he had his shot. And that is how it finishes here at the end of the first half. Russia 37, Italy 37 in the European qualifiers. Italy with 2 more makes inside the arc. Russia with 1 more make from deep. And both teams perfect at the free throw line. Italy shading the rebounding, but I tell you what, you just can't really, you can't get any closer than this game, and the stats prove it. Toropov with 11, and his counterpart Tessitore with 12 to lead the respective teams. Tonut also with 12 points for Italy. Here's a look back at the mini with some of the first half highlights. Payola hasn't really asserted himself offensively tonight. It's been others. Gaspardo with that early drive. Don't you love the slow-mo? Stavkovic has got 8 points. Komalov also has had his moments tonight. He's got 6 points. A couple of threes have fallen. And Tonut wasn't a fast start, but you can only keep him down so long. He gets the steal, the drive, and the bucket. Komalov again, letting Flacadori fly past him before he drills the three. Strebkov always looking to pass, but this time went up for the shot. And Tonu giving the pump fake with Strebkov right in his grill. You see Strebkov trying to avoid the contact, and Tonu made the shot. Stapkovic, dangerous from three-point range. Toropov as well just kind of had his moment where he took over the game for Russia when he had 8 points. And then that was probably the highlight of the game. The pass alley-oop style to Zaitsev from Strebkov. Nice no-look pass as well from Strebkov there to Toropov, who has 11 points, Toropov. So that's where we are, folks. We're at halftime and all squared. 37 apiece between Russia and Italy.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation? Representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands. It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Few of those guys knock down shots. Oh, nice pass. Jokic makes it look so easy.
Yeah, everything makes it look easy. I'm glad we're getting to see this Jokic.
Victor Klaver. Klaver, nice bounce pass into Willy Hernan Gomez. Oh my words!
What a move! What a drive initially. Attack the basket, then the bounce pass came. Nice job by Klaver.
Gowrie back out to Ejan now, leads his man on the floor and throws it down.
Off of the offensive rebound. Look at this move. Cannot just stand and get in that space.
Oh! Rui Hachimura! He just ripped through the ozone layer and pounded it home on Miles Turner.
Got to get it in. It's in. Mahika breaks through. Mahika to win it. He can win it. There's still time. There's still time. There was more than .1. They're celebrating. There's no timeout. There's no timeout.
Reno grabs the rebounds. Now to Provitola. Deck behind the back pass. Oh yes. Now we've come to play.
That's the play of the day so far. Behind the back from Deck.
Very effective.
Woodville gets the crowd here in Shanghai. Move it on.
Just can't get it to drop. Touch on the defense so far.
That hang down to purely Abercrombie wanting it more.
Giannis Antetokounmpo with the response.
And you see what that means when
11 guys have taken the floor for Nigeria. 10 of them have scored. None as emphatically as that.
Is that a Nigerian poster?
Yeah, it is.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
Well, we got two scores for Italy with 12 points, Tessitore and Stefano Tonut. We're going to highlight Tonut, who will get his points one way or the other, and whether it's with his three-point shooting or whether it's coming up with a steal and scoring on a fast break. Stefano Tonut with 12 points, 3 of 5 inside the arc, 2 of 3 from deep. And just what we've come to expect from Stefano Tonut. He will also score, putting the ball on the deck and going to the basket. And it's his capacity or his ability to hit that three-pointer that forces the defense to come out and guard him. And he's quick enough to go past most players. For Totopov, I don't know who saw this coming, but in many respects, it's like Nizhny Novgorod. You really never know who's going to be leading them in scoring. They have such a balanced attack, and tonight it's been Totopov for Russia. 11 points in the first half. He just went on a tear in that second quarter where he was making some tough shots. Of course, Strubkov deserves some credit for getting him the rock. So Tessitore also with 12 points with Tonut. You see Akela with 5 rebounds, and Flacadori has 3 assists. And Tonut also with the 12 points. And something that should probably be highlighted is the fact that, you know, you've got several of the Russian players actually who were at their World Cup a couple of years ago. Yevgeny Valiev, Semyon Antonov, Vladimir Ivlev. So maybe that experience will help Russia as along the path as they try to get back and try to get through this game. So additionally, you look at Italy and who they had. We talked about it already. Paiola, Tonut, and Tessitore that played in their squad this summer when they had so much success winning the Olympic qualifying tournament in Serbia and then getting to the Olympics where they played very well, getting to the quarterfinals. So getting a look at both coaches.
Zoran Lukic, and then Meo Sacchetti. And in terms of the last World Cup, Tessitore, the only player in that team that is in this team. So he is no doubt showing that leadership, both he and Tonut, that you would expect from guys that have been in this team for a while. I wonder if that's a comfortable hat. Well, congratulations to Georgia getting their first win tonight. They won a tough one over Ukraine. 88-83. So they join Slovenia, Sweden, Serbia, Great Britain, Estonia, Israel, Belgium, and Belarus as game day one winners in the European qualifiers.
Questo qui come lo chiamiamo?
Corda giù e via.
Giochiamo questo, in questa situazione.
Idemo prva ataka. Prva ataka. Gorana. Stvari, prva Adin. Aj pa probamo još raz. Adin. Srednji flair. Хорошо? Dobro da čitam. Pa to Gorana korner, ali sa letušim opcijom drive-a ovdje nevazmožno. Vinom na Gorana. Ajde Luči da polučujemo, ajde misliš. Хорошо? Moramo mi na agresiju da odvetimo agresijom, a ne da smo mi ustavši. Хорошо? Ruski!
Well, everybody's second half action underway here in St. Petersburg. Italy and Russia all knotted at 37, and Italy with their first possession missing. Tonut from deep, and now Russia, opening game of the European qualifiers for both teams here in Group H. And striking from downtown was Strebkov. We've seen him collect several assists in that first half, and he comes out and scores the first 2 points, the first 3 points rather, for Russia. Here's Tessitore. Spins, floats in, follows up the miss, and boy, a big-time collision with Toropov. You can see both of them feeling the effects of that. Antonov, Strebkov, Stavkovic, Toropov, and Kominko on the court. And Stavkovic hits a three. So 2 threes for Russia here at the start of the second half. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-point lead. An offensive foul called on Tessitore, trying to set the screen or the pick. Well, if you were Zoran Lukic and you said, Coach, what would you like to happen at the start of the second half? I dare say if you were to present him with the option of a defensive stop of Italy and then get a couple of threes and then have possession again for a 6-point lead, I think he would have taken it. Here's Strebkov again, this time short. He follows up the miss. Stavkovic, who's had one of the threes, good hands, get those hands up, Payola. And, oh, boy, he took a shot from Toropov. Well, maybe it looked worse than it was. So Payola, great job getting the hands up. And then watch. Oh, look at Kirilenko. He wants to play still, doesn't he? Andrei Kirilenko. Man, was he good. I mean, he just put Russia on his back to get that bronze medal in 2012. And now an unsportsmanlike or just a normal foul. Turnover on Italy, struggling here at the start. And indeed, Sarapovic calls the unsportsmanlike. So 2 shots and possession. They can go review this if they want. So Komienko at the line. Made the play on defense to get the basketball. Now he's at the line, adding to the lead. And, you know, that great effort by Italy to get back on level terms all of a sudden is a thing of the past. As Russia come out and establish an 8-point lead. Got to play hard for 40 minutes. You got to maintain that concentration at that elite level in these games. Strebkov pulls up, and this time again follows up the miss and puts it up and in. Well, Strebkov's just having himself a nice game today. Tessitore hands it off. Michele bumped. Tessitore gets it back, and he is fouled by Antonov. And Strebkov definitely with the foul there. Talked about Tessitore being a part of the only member of that last World Cup squad that is here tonight. So leaving the game, Komienko and Tessitore goes to the line and makes the first. So Zaitsev comes back in, and he's been exciting. Although his only points have come off the alley-oop dunk. That's the one play that you remember from him. That's a good one to remember. And you saw Tessitore kind of wince as he released that, not thinking it was going to go in, but he ended up making the shot. There's Zaitsev being guarded by Tonut. Italy had to dig in on defense in the first half, and they've got to do it again now. Michele coming out. Now Toropov, guarded by Tessitore. Strebkov, no-look bounce pass over to Stavkovic, and he nails another. How impressive has he been today? 14 points. Michele, good. Oh, didn't expect to see him step outside and hit a three. Really, it's the best thing to do in this situation. Answer a three with a three. Stavkovic beats Michele to the basketball. Strebkov, shot clock down to 4. Strebkov, it's go time. Guarded by Tessitore, and has to put up a prayer. And he doesn't hit anything, so the basketball turns over to the Azzurri. Tessitore was flirting with a foul there. ...14 points, 5 rebounds for Tessitore. Stavkovic also with 14 points for Russia. Zaitsev forcing the turnover. And Akele not able to pick it up. Usually it's Payola that's causing havoc on defense against the players that he guards. But on that occasion, it was Zaitsev that knocked the ball away from Payola. But they get it back anyway. Oh, nice spin move. And then Russia foul Payola. So just right on cue, Payola turns it up a notch and goes to the line. Payola sinks the first. And gets the second to go as well. Antonov, Stavkovic, Komalov, Toropov, and Zaitsev in the game. And it's Zaitsev once again, decisive Zaitsev, running down the lane and showing those hops. Great to see him get a chance to play for Russia here. Outstanding. You have to admire his athleticism, his tenacity, and the fact that he's getting after it on defense as well. Tonu falls down after the collision. So Toropov gets a low five from his coach. He went out and got in his way just like he's instructed to. But look at Zaitsev. What must it be like to have that explosiveness? And Tonu, once again, driving to the basket and goes down hard. And these Russia players are not giving anything away. And it was Zaitsev that came in, and Stavkovic as well. If you want to lay up, think again. You need to go to the line, Mr. Tonu. But just hope that Stavkovic didn't get injured on that play. He has been up for it tonight, Stavkovic. They don't want to lose him. 14 points, 4 rebounds. He has turned it over 4 times. But he's going to come out of the game. And this is why you have to really admire Tonu. He's willing to get stuck in, to stick his nose in there where it's not wanted, to make those tough drives, to try to get to the basket. And hopefully Stavkovic is going to be okay. You can see him wincing a little bit with pain. Looks like he might have injured his hip. Stefano Tonu gets them both to drop. Oh, beautiful bounce pass, but it's turned over in the end. It falls to Tessitore. Payola with his head up. Gets it back to Tessitore. I feel like it's kind of Tonu's game right now. Oh, look at Tessitore spinning, getting in, putting up in the hope of getting a foul. Zaitsev again. You don't want to give him the drive, that's for sure. Here he is, putting it up from deep. Can't get it to drop. Italy, another chance, down 6, midway through the 3rd quarter. Tessitore again, spin move on the baseline. Boy, Russia working hard on defense, and Gaspardo's pass intended for Tessitore, and it goes out of bounds. Again, Zaitsev like he's been shot out of a gun. Goes up and dunks it. Well, tough spot in the game here. Russia trying to build on their lead, not wanting Italy to get the whiff of the comeback. You know, 6 points, it's not a lot, but it is. Komilov hits a three-pointer. He stretches it to 9. That was a big shot. Third three of the game for Komilov. And back to a 9-point lead. Kele showing some moves in this half. And boy, also showing a touch. Getting it to drop. And Tessitore almost getting the steal. They end up getting it to Gaspardo, who gets it over to Tonut. Alley-oop, and Gaspardo went up, and he was fouled as Antonov stood in front of him in an attempt to draw the charge. I love how these guys are willing, though, to stand in front of the Italians and take the punishment. Zoran Lukic, you could see he's really got these guys playing well. That's the right pass. I mean, to be fair, he didn't have his feet set. He was in the air. He kind of jumped into the flying Italian, Gaspardo. And a big miss for Gaspardo. They're all big when you're down by 7 points. He does make one of two. Alviti comes into the game. Oh, they find down low, wide open for Russia. Well spotted, Ivlev. So Flacadori trying to keep the pressure on. And Arthur Candy in the game. Paiola from the right. And Russia, chance to go up to a double-digit lead. I think he'd rather make Zaitsev prove he can beat you with the jumper, but instead he drives and is fouled. Well, that's a nice pick. Tessitore was left wanting. So Zaitsev goes out. Good minutes from him, especially from the effort standpoint. And Alexander Kominko now back in the game. Here he is on the baseline. Keeps the pressure on. He takes it up to a 10-point lead. He's got 6 points. Italy up against it right now. Flacadori. Alviti. Good. Well, they might be trailing, but they don't lose the confidence in that stroke. Italy shooting 50% from three-point range, 6 of 12. Kominko, tough drive, denied. Tessitore needs to play a lot of minutes tonight. You can see he's getting a little tired. Might need to sit down in a minute. Akele from deep. And a foul called on Ivlev. Or no, it's on Valiev. No, in fact, it was on Ivlev. Tessitore makes the first. We talk about Akele being a three-point threat. He has hit 7 of 13 shots from three-point range for Treviso in the Basketball Champions League. So he has definitely got that shot in his repertoire. Tessitore, I thought that was coming. He needs to go catch a breather, and Diouf comes in. But he has really been inspirational today with the effort that he's put in, Tessitore. 16 points, 6 rebounds, a steal. He's the highest rated Italian in the game efficiency-wise at plus 21. But now they've really got to dig in with both he and Tonut, as well as Payola out of the game. Kormalov out to the perimeter, driving in. Nixie, it's good. What a play. Stanislav Ilnitsky back to a 7-point advantage. Flacadori. Wow, money in the bank. How good? How good has he been? So Leonardo Candy, the Candy Man. 5 points. You know that's got to be a headline. If anybody can, the Candyman can. Here we go. Oh, wonderful play right at the end, leaning into it, Vladimir Ivlev. Or excuse me, Yevgeny Valiev making the assist. And here they are, Candyman again, and he is fouled. He was blocked there. He stayed with it and earns a trip to the line. So Ilnitsky goes out. Kormalov goes out, and I'm guessing we're going to see Ostapkovich come back into the game, which is a good thing because he was hurt. Remember, he exited the game with a hip problem after jumping up and attempting to prevent Tonut from scoring. So Leonardo Candy gets the first one to drop. And the second. The point guard from Reggio Emilia, just 24 years of age. Another one of these young players, relatively speaking. Getting some valuable minutes here for Italy, who have cut it back to a 4-point game. Trebkov drives in. Nowhere to go, but he's fouled by Diouf. Yeah, that was no doubt about it. Ivlev out, Kankevich comes back in. Number 19 has been really good today, Strebkov, but 9 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Only makes 1 of 2. Boy, the free throw shooting today has been out of the top drawer, both of these teams. It's been outstanding. And right at the end, and could not get it to drop. So Spaniolo and Italy head back over to the bench. Russia leading it 64-59 at the end of 3. Russia now 56% from three-point range. Italy 7 of 15. I mean, the shooting has been really good all over. And how do you interpret that? Is it because the defense hasn't been that good, or are they just shooting it well? And I think it's really the latter. Let's look back at some of the highlights from the third quarter. And Russia came right out, remember, from halftime and hit a couple 3-pointers. Strebkov and then a Statkovich. And Italy were playing catch-up the rest of the way. Both teams very lively, attacking, a lot of effort. Really feel like Zoran Lukic has these guys playing very hard tonight. So I don't know about you, but I've got the World Cup Qualifiers app on my smartphone. I think you should as well. Keep up with all the action, all the results, news, information, features, videos. You want it, it's got it. Statkovich back in the game and scoring over Candy. We're finding a little bit of a mismatch there. No look pass, and it goes, and met at the rim, but fouled. So Diouf earns the trip to the line, and Mayo Siketti is thinking, well, they're not giving anything away, are they? I mean, the good news for Italy is they're making their free throws. That's keeping them in the game. I mean, they have shot it exceptionally well. I don't want to jinx them, but 20 of 21. I mean, that's 95% from the free throw line. And now the turnover, Alviti, and he is fouled. Now, are they going to call an unsportsmanlike? Italy certainly appealing for one. I don't know what Zurapovic was saying to Davide Alviti. Yeah, they're going to go look at it to see if it's an unsportsmanlike. Well, you got the technology, you might as well look at it. So here's the play again. This will be the angle to look at. He initially started going for the ball, but Helviti was aware. I'm thinking they might call it. I think they're slightly undecided, but I think they're leaning towards calling it, but let's see. Okay, no, they're not going to call it. I mean, there's no doubt that Yevgeny Valiev wanted to stop the fast break. But when you do that, you just have to make sure that you don't commit the unsportsmanlike, and in the referee's estimation, he did not. Helviti drives in and misses the layup with the left hand. So potentially big trip down the floor, ends up with 0 points for Italy. Let's see if Russia can capitalize. Excellent D again from Helviti, almost getting the steal. Jankiewicz in his hands, being very active, and they end up coming up with the basketball. Russia perhaps guilty of overpassing just a little bit. Quick pass down low to Helviti. He goes to work. It's back outside of Flacadori. And he's fouled as well by Yevgeny Valiev. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're Valiev, you can't reach your left arm across your body into the chest of the driver and then have even more contact and not expect a foul to be called. I mean, these guys, Russia, have played great defense today. I'm not saying that what they've done is wrong at all, but that's a foul. And a rare miss at the charity stripe for Italy tonight. So Flacadori's 1 of 2 effort makes it a 4-point game. See the Italian brain trust over there watching this. Emmanuel Molin, the assistant of Mayor Sacchetti. Stavkovic gets down to the baseline. Another one from the Stavkovic. Wow, you can only be impressed. And offensive foul called on Diouf. And the tough shot that was made by Stavkovic on Russia's previous possession as the shot clock was winding down. So timeout Italy. Let's listen to Coach Sacchetti.
Hanno fatto anche dei canestri difficili, ok? Il problema è questo, non è questo. Il problema è non regalare delle cose. Adesso ho fatto questo canestro, non è quello, ok? Siamo là, dai Vini, 1, 2, 3, siamo là ragazzi, dai!
So what a game. It's been just like all the other European games, or most of them. It's just been a hard-fought encounter.
And it's just such an incredible thing to have all of these windows, really to have the national teams come out and get some regularity, because, you know, the winners are, first of all, the players that get a chance to represent the national team, but also the fans want to have a chance to go out and see their country play other countries. Bounce pass, and great finish by Gankiewicz. And Flacadori tripped up. Very slow whistle there. Tripped up by Alexander Kominko. It was definitely kind of an odd sequence there, because Kominko put his right foot down, looked like he was going to foul, and it just kind of slid a little bit but didn't make contact. But then the Italian kind of leaned in and got the foul called. Tessitore, having caught a breather on the bench, back out there. Little jump hook, and Alviti staying with it, but Antonov with the rebound. Russia trying to deliver the killer punch here, and Flacadori commits the foul. Jump shot not there. Alviti rebounds it. 4 fouls on Gankiewicz. 3 apiece on Antonov and Kominko for Russia. Nobody in foul trouble for Italy. And Tonut, if it drops, what a play! What a play from Stefano Tonut. Goodness me. Must be something about this end of the court, because Todorov made one similar, although not quite as spicy as that. Sometimes a great play can serve as a spark for a team, and Stefano Tonut with that goes to 17 points. And he now leads Italy in scoring. And Kominko fouled by Alviti before the shot. That's the 3rd team foul. Kirilenko. He's got a good seat over there, doesn't he? Well, it's very close. Kominko thought he had a 3-point play opportunity, but it was not given. They ruled it was not in the shooting motion. Kormalov, got to keep an eye on him if you're Italy. He's a good shooter. Now they throw it down low, and Todorov again! So he comes back into the action. The alley-oop pass takes it back to a 7-point lead. They get close to put up or shut up time for Italy. Paiola from the left misses everything. Italy trying to draw the charge. Tessitore, he helps out in the end. And the foul called on Tessitore. So he tried to draw the charge. Wasn't called. He had to hustle back into position, and then he gets the foul called. Kominko has been lively since re-entering the game. Michele comes back in for Alviti. And number 77 takes it back to an 8-point advantage. it's a 9-point lead. Now they have to deal with the dynamo that is Zaitsev checking back into the game. So 5:40 remaining, and Russia looking good at this point. Flacadori into the corner. They get it to Tonu. Steps to his left. Payola rebounds the miss. Tonu again. Misses badly to the right. Todopov, he's been excellent today, and why not? He makes another one. And the assistant Moline just turns his head and walks back to the bench as Russia, their lead moves into double digits, 11 points. Less than 5 minutes remaining now. Akele, the turnaround. And what a gritty, gutsy performance here by Russia tonight against an Italian team that really has been good for much of the game, but not quite as good as Russia. Russia just haven't stopped. Stavkovic. And boy, Payola doesn't get the rebound, and that is frustrating for the Italians. So they try to stay together. Look at this again, Todopov. Can't leave him open. He's been too good tonight. 15 points for him, 6 of 9 shooting.
Cambio, ok? Siamo più rapidi, ragazzi, forti, andiamo,
Italy trying to draw up the game plan here for the end with 4.5 minutes remaining. It's not going to be easy, especially the way Russia have played tonight. I think there's Ilona Korsun there to the right, the longtime Russian international. Played for the women's team. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay at this end. Chance of Russia, the fans sensing victory is imminent with the 11-point lead. But their coach knows there's still work to be done. Zaitsev, strong move. Gets to the rim and draws the foul. Well, that's his game, isn't it? He's done it a couple of times tonight. And both free throws take it up to a 13-point lead now for Russia. It's been the probably the worst spell of the game for Italy, as Russia have really turned the screw here in the fourth quarter. Flacadori tries to pass it out to Akele, turns it over. The defense has been solid. And again, you know, even some of the players that used to play for Lukic at Nizhny, they understand what it is that he wants. He's not going to put somebody in this team that he doesn't believe is going to execute. And there's Todopov again. And wow, what an outstanding game for him. 17 points. I mean, how about this? Statkovic and Todopov combining for 35 points tonight. And both of them play for Nizhny Novgorod, that man right there. They have come tonight and shown that their games are at this national team level.
Number 25, second foul. Substitution team Italy. Number 4, Leonardo Canti.
Stefano Tonut gets the first to go. 3 minutes, 36 seconds. You know, Russia want to win by as many points as possible because of potential tie breaks and whatnot, goal differential. Tonut misses, but Akele rebounds. And another opportunity for Italy. And Tonut gets it to Akele, almost turned it over. And in the end, it doesn't matter because he misses and Russia get it back. Tonut's looked a little shaky here in the fourth quarter. Hasn't been quite as polished. Zaitsev dribbling, taking some time off the clock. And Tessitore steps in front of him right there at the end and picks up the foul.
Number 16, Amadeo Tessitore, 4th foul.
Russia 15 of 17 at the line after that miss. Italy 23 of 26 at the line. But Lukic has to be thrilled with how his team has played. Tessitore, a little bit of a fake, and then his pass and another turnover, and Italy have turned it over here a little bit in the fourth quarter. 14 turnovers now. The Russian defense not giving anything away cheaply. Hey, Karolinko still wants to get out there and play. That's right.
Andiamo, due uomini qui, te ne vai via, proviamo ad avere questo. Forza! Oh, dobbiamo giocare fino alla fine, questo solo per teste basse.
So the Russians putting on a show tonight, leading by 15 points, and seemingly putting themselves here in an early, strong position as they try to get back to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Of course, there's a long way to go. Much better to start with a win than a loss, though, that's for sure. So Germany played at the Olympics. They lost their first game. Italy played at the Olympics. They're in danger of losing their first one. Slovenia played. They won their first game. France have yet to play. Here's the drive, and the basket is good from Antonov. Boy, they're just turning on all cylinders tonight. Really here, especially in this fourth quarter. This thing has really gotten away from Italy in this fourth quarter. And Testatori passes to Achilles. They get a couple back, but Russia have outscored Italy 19-9 in this fourth quarter. Komalov from downtown. Wow. Adding insult. Here late are the Russians. Shooting better than 50% from the arc. And Antonov gets the rejection, but it's called for the foul and taking exception to the block. Italy. I think it was Tonu. So good effort for Antonov. Can't complain about that defense. This has just been a Russia team that has been supremely focused, concentrated. And I think the good thing is with this Russia team is that Zoran Lukic will be thinking that he can have most of these players available for the qualifiers, so he can really, build on this win. Obviously, injuries come into it. You never know who might be injured and not able to play. But the lead, 16 points here with 1:20 remaining. Italy would like to cut into that deficit as much as possible, but it's certainly going horribly wrong in the fourth quarter. Zaitsev takes it all the way down. Now Stapkovic, another three. Wow. You can only sit back and applaud Russian basketball tonight. They have been fantastic. Especially the Nizhny Novgorod connection. Stapkovic, 21 points. Todopov, 17 points. 38 of Russia's 89 points. Karmelov as well has in the past played, was with them last year, previous 2-3 years. He's now with Unix Kazan, but he's got 12 points. And look at Todopov go out. Outstanding. So Flacadori at least makes the free throws to get it back to 17 points, the deficit. And Russia will like to try to finish strong here. Ivlev gets it across midcourt. Shot clock winding down. Italy don't want to foul now, that's for sure. Zaitsev. Shot clock to 5. Antonov, and can anybody miss for Russia? Outstanding. Simeon Antonov. Testatori answers. So the final 15 seconds ticking off the clock. Is going to be a long trip back to Italy as Russia are going to record a big double-digit win. Italy with another chance. Italy will return home to Milan to take on the Netherlands. Don't forget Italy hosting one of the hosts for next year's FIBA Eurobasket. And Russia, meanwhile, their next game will be against Iceland. Also in Russia. And the three-point shot is good. Well, you never know. 92-78 is the final. Great win for Russia, 14-point win. I mean, that last three-pointer there, again, goal differential tiebreaker is still impressive for Russia, but you just never know how a late three might happen. But, you know, celebrate Russia's performance here, folks. I mean, they were outstanding, especially in the second half. Overall, 12 of 21 from deep. And Russia win it 92-78 over Italy. And the opening game for both teams in the European qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. So that was a good move there by Semyon Antonov, going up to Tonu and saying, hey, listen, I'm sorry, nothing meant by that. But you can see the veteran leadership that he offers. Again, he's been in this team for a decade. And that's one of the reasons why he's in this team, is for that experience, for that leadership. And, you know, Russia have had their struggles in recent times. You know, they got the bronze in 2012 in London at the Olympics, but the cupboard has been dry ever since, and they would like to be among the leading teams again. 20 of 34 for Russia inside the arc. They just really opened it up in that final quarter. Great free throw shooting. The defense, you know, they were rotating. They were getting in the way of Italy, not allowing them to be comfortable at all. 9 more assists for them, 4 more rebounds, 3 more steals. Just all in all, very strong performance by a Russia team that I don't know how many people would have expected this Russia team to win it tonight. Stavkovic 21, Toropov 17, Komalov 12. I mean, it's not a, you wouldn't say it's an all-star team, but at the same time, it's a very smart team, efficient team playing for a coach that they know very well. And really, Strebkov's three-pointer, one of the Nizhny Novgorod players, kind of set the tone. He and Stavkovic, both of them hit him threes right at the start of the second half. And in that third quarter, Russia did outscore Italy 27-22. Remember, it was tied at halftime, 37 apiece. Kale came back and reminded us that he can hit the three ball. And Zaitsev providing some highlight reel plays tonight with his high-flying dunks. And as the game wore on, Russia got some easier opportunities. You can see that Zoran Lukic doesn't want those Italian shooters to get open, but it's impossible to close them down for the entire time. But really, once they got up by several points, Russia, here in the second half, they just weren't going to be denied. Their focus was supremely focused. Stavkovic spinning, turning, making the shot. And if they play like this every time, they're going to be tough to beat. That was a huge shot as well, with the shot clock winding down by Stavkovic. Tonut had an incredible finish there. Tonut, 20 points, 6 of 12 shooting overall, 6 assists. But Toropov was just terrific. 17 points. Seven of 10 from the floor, even hit a three-pointer. And if, you know, they will like their chances as well going up against Iceland in their next game, Russia. That'll also be here in St. Petersburg, so they don't have to get up and move and go anywhere. In fact, their first 3 games are at home. They play the Netherlands as well on February 24th on game day 3. So 92-78, Russia win it over Italy. And in the other Group H game tonight, Netherlands taking on Iceland at 9:30. And that game will be in the Netherlands. So 92-78, Russia win it, getting their European qualifiers campaign for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 off on the right foot Italy return home now and get ready to take on the Dutch.
Amedeo, you already played against the Russian team. Did they change the game from the previous game?
No, for sure. Russian team is a very strong